So guys, I do welcome you back at my YouTube channel, and it's me, your boy Robert, and I'm back, yes, with another video. Actually, as I told you before in the last video that I posted, that we were going to have a live stream, but the network didn't give us a chance. Together, me and my colleague, who is a very big YouTuber, and she's living right in Uganda, but unfortunately we didn't make it. So there's a few points that we wanted to click on, and she made some clips or videos, and the videos that I posted in my last video, giving her own experience on what she faced on and the life that she was living right here in the Gulf. I want to mention the country, but at least for the value of this video, I want to make it so gentle. So I'll give my own opinion to what things I have seen, to what are the challenges I have seen, what I have heard, what I have read, and personally, what I know. So there are a few questions that I sent to her via text message on Instagram, and she was making her own suggestions upon what I was sending to her. So it would be so good if I thought we had had that interaction together, me and her, but unfortunately it didn't work out the way we thought it would be, because it was going to be a perfect discussion, a perfect something that really can exchange of ideas and what you need to know before you come to the Gulf countries in general. This video is for those people that, one, if you're planning to come to the Gulf; two, if you're here in the Gulf; three, if you think coming in the Gulf will be a success. People with this kind of ideas, the ideology that you have in your head, think that when you come here, it's just success and just gonna make it in life. Yes, you will, but it will depend. And I just don't want to discourage you, but to give you what is right here. So just don't be excited. Don't work with excitement. Don't give in your money with excitement, but look at the clear picture. And this is what I am here to tell you. So before we proceed with this video, guys, I'll urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's me, your boy Robert. My YouTube channel is called Art Extra Vlogs. So kindly subscribe, be part of this journey, so that I can hit 1K subscribers. And guys, I love the big job that you are doing, always coming back and checking on my video. So today, we are going to start with a question that we posed about how difficult it is for the starters, those people that would like to come to the Gulf, and which kind of difficulties and challenges do they face. So one, I'll mention this my own opinion. So it's not based on anybody's suggestions. You can comment and you can say whatever you want in the comment section, but this is according to what I know for the years I have traveled. So the first thing most of the people face before they come here is scam. Most of the people pay a lot of money to the agents with false promises on the jobs that they're going to be doing, how they're going to be traveling, and everything. Because you'll find that in most cases, an agent will tell you that you're going to be traveling in less than a week, in less than a month, in less than 2 months, in less than 3 months. And then this will seduce you to the extent that you have to sell even what you have. I'm talking about properties and whatever that you are possessing, so that you can travel in time, because you are told you're going to be traveling with false promises. So these are some of the challenges that people face back in Uganda. You understand? So you find someone has got a job, and they will sell their properties to get the money that the agent asked for. You understand? They will even resign from their jobs they have been doing, because they know they're going to be traveling in a short period of time. And then they'll keep on waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And in certain circumstances, they will not even travel. You understand? Because maybe the agent was not real. Maybe the agent did not even process any document. This kind of things people do face. So before you travel, you need to put in mind that you might face into the hands of a scam. So lies agents put in front of the desk. These are things like the job, the good jobs that we're going to be doing, this kind of stuff, like everything will be provided. A lot of things agents do lie about. So, but you need to be so keen. You might wait and wait and wait. Hence, you are spending much more money that you would use for other stuff, so that you can even succeed. Because I promise you can even succeed in your country where you are. It's not only people that are here or people that have traveled that can successfully make it in life. So actually, Praise mentioned a few points on this same question, because the same questions that I posed to her are the same questions that I'm trying also to narrate, because we are supposed to do the video together on a live. So there's a question I sent to her, all the question that we posed together after all the discussions we had, that working under company or freelancer, which one is better? In Qatar here, there are people who don't differentiate between the two. There is no visa that is under freelancer. There's nothing. There's no visa like that. Yeah, I just want to make it clear. There's no freelancer visa in any circumstances. You understand? But these are the 2 points I want you to note down. Yeah, I'll start with the work visa or working under company. Yes, so when you're working under company, you need to be governed, or need to be monitored, or need to be under company rules and regulations. So that's it, where you have to do what you have to do under the company. I think now I'm clear. So the company has to provide a lot of things when it comes to insurance, when it comes to work, when it comes to accommodation and everything. So that's when you are under a company. And when you go to the freelancer, they normally call it a freelancer, but it's not because it's written freelancer in a visa. No, freelancer is just a nickname given to that visa, because you are not under a management of a company, but still you'll be under a certain company, because you cannot register yourself in the government or to possess a QID as a freelancer. There's nothing like that. So you'll have to register your company yourself under a company, and this is the same company that will get you the ID or the documents for you to stay and work in that country. You understand? You're under company, but you are free to do whatever you want. You have to look for your jobs, you have to look for everything, the accommodation. That's why they call it freelancer, but not freelancer or not freelancing in the country. So I think now you can understand specifically what it's meant to by freelancer. So there are things that come with all this kind of stuff. I'll start with the company so that I can make it clear for you. So if you're under company, the company has to make sure that you get accommodation. The company has to make sure that you get insurance policies, insurance policies. The company has to make sure you get medication. The company has to make sure that they monitor and they know your health and everything. So the company has to make sure you have got, I mentioned about accommodation, I mentioned transportation. So all these kind of things should be provided by the company. They should make sure you're working. And um, and there is also a guarantee that even when you're not working, you can still get your basic salary if you're under a company. And of all these things that I have mentioned, if you're on freelancer, there's nothing you can get, and you have to provide them by yourself. Addition to that, another difference between a company and a freelancer, the way they call it, though it's not a visa in actual sense, but these are things that you need to know if you're going to apply for a freelancer visa, or you need to be on freelance. So you need to cater for your own medication, or your own medication. I won't say insurance because there is no insurance on that. So you need to cater for your own medication. You understand? Another thing is visa renewal payments or charges that might incur. So you'll find that if you're on free visa, you have to cater for your own visa charges. And these charges incur every after 1 year, where you have to renew your visa or where you have to renew your stay in that very country. So you'll find that there are many more expenses that will incur in this kind of visa processing. So finding jobs also is also not a choice to you, because you need to find your own jobs, because for someone who is in the company, they just be there, and then company will find the jobs for them, and then they just have to go and work. Something someone who is on a freelancer cannot do, because you need to wake up and find a job. And something funny is that you might even wake up in the morning and you don't know where you're going to be working. So you have to make a few calls and then to know where you can get a job or find a job that very time. So these are some of the serious challenges that you might face. And then you can also face a problem of overstay, because if you spend, let's say, some time and you're not working, there are many chances, I think 99%, for people who are on overstay, for people who are in these countries to stay on overstay, because they have got no money to pay for the charges, they have got no money to pay for the documents, they have got no money to pay for this kind of stuff, since they cannot find work. So these are some of the things that they might face. So I told you guarantee on salary. So for the freelancer, I don't have guarantee on salary. This is it. A freelancer person is a person that can go and work not based on the contract, but based on an agreement. There's a difference. Not based on the contract, but based on agreement that you have between you and the person who is giving you that job that very time. So if you are under a contract, that means you are under a company. If you are under an agreement, that means You've just made that agreement just there upon what job you're going to be doing, what are stuff that you're going to be doing. And at the end of the day, this person can choose even not to pay you, because there's nothing like an agreement that was being written. There's nothing like an agreement that was put under book. So this person can choose not to pay you because he knows you are there by mistake. So they can make you work and still they may not pay you. These things have happened and these things are happening. So you can work for free at any cost. Yeah, guys. So before we proceed with this video, guys, I'll urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is Robert, and this is Extra Vlogs YouTube channel together with It's Praise. Yeah, she's a Ugandan YouTuber, and I'm trying to narrate my views on approach to this kind of challenges that people do face right here in Qatar. You might not know, and I believe at a certain point you need to know. So, as I told you guys before the beginning of this video, that this video is supposed to be a live stream, and since it failed, so what you see is what you have to be seeing. So the third question upon what we are discussing about was like challenges that both parties face. I'm talking about freelancer and that very person or employee who is under a company. Which kind of challenges that they both face in general. So you'll find that we do face, all these people do face a problem of expenses and lifestyle. Here in Qatar, lifestyle is so much expensive, to the extent that you'll find that I would say I didn't want to mention this, but the natives or the locals here have got plenty of money. They are so rich, they can afford each and everything. They can afford whatever they want that very day, that very night, that very minute, that very time. You understand? So there's nothing like, okay, this mall is meant for the locals. This mall is meant for the residents. This mall is meant for this kind of stuff. So we all buy and purchase stuff from the same places. You might find that if not, we are all sharing the same environment. You understand? So when it comes to expenses like rent, when it comes to expenses like transportation, when it comes to expenses like many, so you'll find that we are sharing the same sense expenses, but we are earning differently. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing. That you spend much, but you are earning less, according to what you know is in reality. Because someone who is bringing here might not tell you what is on the ground, but in actual sense, in actual sense, you need to look straight. So another thing, as I mentioned, transportation. Let's say if you book Uber, the same amount you have to pay, depending on the journey that you have taken, the same amount someone who has money, he has to pay. But for instance, I'll give you an example. You might be working in a certain company, and this company, let's say from the company working to where you stay, is it's a difference of 11 kilometers, and maybe the taxi will charge you around 12 reals. You understand? 12 or 20 reals. And you'll see that in the same area where you're staying, this is where I would say your HR in the company, your director in the company, this is the same place he is staying, because you need to stay near or close to your company or close to your workplace. So everyone, that's what they are fighting for. You find that you stay in the same area, but when it comes to booking Uber, you have to pay the same amount. When it comes to accommodation, you pay you pay the same amount. But these people are getting much more than what you're earning. And still, when there is promotions, when you're going to do shopping, still you'll find that you don't even get time to go for these promotions, because this is the only time you have to go and get things at the cheaper prices. You understand? So the people that have got time even to go for the promotions are the people that are earning much money, because for them they have got limited time at work. You understand? So you find that you're always at work, you cannot even go for a promotion. Things will just bypass because you do not have time. You understand? So you might find that we are sharing the same environment, but when it comes to expenses, it's really not good. So guys, these are some of the things that you might face. Yeah, low wages and payments, these kind of things, do happen. You work and work and work, but still there's nothing that can be worthy to what you are providing. Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm not uh, degrading your abilities. I'm not degrading your love for work. No, but it's just the reality that you might need to know. So Gulf is good, because you might find that most of us, this place has given us a chance to explore, has given us a chance to motivate like our dreams and just put them into reality. And you find that we have made it. But still, these kind of things that you see, or you see someone who is successfully making it, these people have sacrificed a lot. So don't just look at someone and take them as an example before even you look at what they have sacrificed. So guys, before you do take any step, at least you need to first monitor and see what is really the right thing that you have to do. Yeah, so here we go to question number 4. Yes, I know this is the question that everyone was waiting for. Um, um, and I believe this is something you cannot not go away without. Yes. The question is climate changes. I'll give you a story that for us in Africa, we are living in a tropical climate where there is rain. We have rainy season, I think, two to three times a year. You know, even when it is sunny, or I would say even when it is summer, you cannot feel that much hot. We do not even have ACs. You understand? So we can even sleep when it is summer. You can still sleep in that house, and you can even feel cold. That is it. And you'll find that even most of the houses in Africa where have a roof of iron sheets, you might think that they have to be hot during summer, but my friend, that's why I wanted to narrate this video in these circumstances. So climate is really, really a challenging part of the video, because you'll find that you come here, you don't know anything about heat, and surprisingly, it's so hot, because the heat can even go to the maximum of 40 plus 45, 43. It's really, really, really so hot to the maximum that you cannot even bear living outside. I remember I was talking to a friend of mine some time back, and he asked me that, bro, I remember when we came here, we used to have very nice hair, but now our heads are turning to bubble hair. Like, it's like our hair is just running out of, like, it's like, we are losing hair. And then I just replied in a simple way that it's because of the sun. It's simple as that. So because it's so hot, it can even lead. That's why you see most of the people here in the country have got bald heads. Like, there's no hair. I think I've netted it the right way, because it's really, really hot during the summer season. So if it is safe for you, you don't have to move outside without an umbrella or under any shelter. It can be a car or anything, but at least you need to move out with something that can keep you safe away from the heat. I saw even some clips that were put on social media that people were even boiling eggs. Were boiling eggs under the sun to show that how it is that it can even boil eggs. So it's really hot. So you need to know, and you need to know how you can tackle this kind of climate. At the same time, when it comes to winter, here we have two seasons. We have either summer or winter, and each of these seasons might take even 5 to 6 months compared to I don't know how the climate does its own stuff, but both can go from 5 to 6, or from 4, 5, 6 months, depending on how, I don't know. But when it comes to winter, it's really, really so much cold and windy. That windy, cold environment where wind is just blowing, and it's really so cold that you cannot even bear staying in that coldness for even 2 minutes. So it's always like that. So here, these are the two seasons that we have. And when it's in winter, it rains a lot. And I think you've seen some videos of floods that will be going on, like a lot of stuff during the winter season happen. Work will be delayed sometimes because some of the roads are flooding, this kind of stuff. Fog will be falling from the skies. So actually transportation will also be in hard times, because cars cannot travel, like cars cannot move in fog is too much. So these are some of the challenges that might incur during either winter or in the summer season. So just know you have to face both of them. So now, since we are going to finalize with this video, guys, I think I have narrated very well what I think are the challenges that you might face either when you planning to come, or before you even plan or think about coming here in Qatar. So guys, first and foremost, before we come, or before we finish up, or before we finalize this video, guys, I would urge you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am bringing more of these kind of videos to you on your screen. So I'd urge you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and give me a chance to reach 1K subscribers and even beyond. So this is the last question compare the life in Africa and the life in the Gulf. Yes, I have many times gone back to Africa because this is my home, this is where I have my family. I have many times gone back to Africa. And trust me, there is a reason as to why your company either gives you 6 months, 1 year, 2 years to go back to your country as a vacation period of time. And sometimes some people are given 1 month, weeks, and 2 months to go back to their countries and at least have that time with their families and the rest of the staff. So when I compare the life right here and the life in Africa, it's really so much different. It's really so much different. Yes, this is it. Yeah, in the Gulf in the Gulf, things are more expensive. You might be facing a life of much expenses in your country, but you have not lived in the Gulf. Things are so much expensive to the extent that you might have, how can I say, you might have 300,000 Ugandan shillings. I would say that 300 Ugandan shillings. That's the amount. That's amounting to around. Okay, let's say that's amounting to around 300 Qatari riyals. 300 Qatari riyals uh, might not be enough for you, even for a month, for your own shopping. And this is when you have saved, or when you have strictly neglected yourself from some of the stuff that you need, and then you only stick to what you think is more important for you to have in your room or in your locker for shopping. So 300 cannot even cater for your shopping. But um, when you consider having the same money in Uganda, as in 300,000 Ugandan shillings, you'll find out that this money is even much more than what you can spend. Because you might find that someone is making even the same amount of money at his job in Uganda, and they even cater for their accommodation or room, and they cater for also their transportation, eating, and everything, even saving. So you'll find that here is so much expensive compared to Africa. I don't know about the rest of the African countries, but I believe you can understand it here. So when it comes also to food, to be sincere, to be specific, to be real, I won't lie, food here is not good when you compare it to the food in Africa. I'll give you an example that when you go to most of the malls and most of the supermarkets around you, you'll find that the foods that are coming from Uganda and Kenya and the rest of the East African countries, they are more expensive compared to those foods that are coming from Asia and the rest of the world. Because there's a very big difference between them. You understand? So food here is not that good compared to the African food. And the next thing is that here you might find that people are consuming only one type of food. If you're not that stable in the wallet, you might find yourself that you're only eating rice and chicken, because this is the cheapest stuff that you can find on market. So food here is not that good. You don't have option but to eat what you can according to what you earn. So that is it. But in Africa, I'm telling you, there is a variety of food where someone will just come and ask you, please buy my food, please. So that is it. Someone will go to the garden, he's having his own farmland, but they don't even have market for whatever they are farming. So these are some of the things that we'll see. So food is much more in Africa than here. We have limited food. Yes. Another thing is the shelters. Yeah, you find that here in Qatar, a single concrete room is much more expensive compared to a bungalow house in my country or in your country. I'm talking about Africa. I'll give you a certain example. Here, you might be renting a single room at 1,500. That is a single room. That is I would say the minimum of a single room is 1,000 riyals. Let's take that. But you might find that someone who is renting a bungalow, a house of 3 bedrooms, one sitting room, one dining room, a kitchen inside, toilets inside, well gazetted with a fence, everything doesn't even make up to that. Is only paying half of that amount of money in my country. So these are some of the challenges when it comes to rent or housing. So here one single room is much more expensive compared to a bungalow, a very big bungalow house with everything inside. So I think you can see. Family, another issue or another challenge that you might face compared to compared to Africa and the Gulf. So when you are here working, it's just about work. And most of the people back in the countries, they don't know. So it's just about work and work and work. You sleep and wake up for work. You sleep and wake up for work. There's not much time for, family stuff. No. So it's just work, wake up, work, wake up, work. So you find that missing your family is part of you now. Like you cannot go out with it. You just have to, just have to steal some little time from from either your sleep or from your work. That's why here you find many cases of people using phones when they're on duty, when they are at work, because they cannot find any time, to communicate to their families. And in most cases, that the time you have got to communicate to your family or to your wife or to your children is the same time you're on duty. For instance, it might be daytime, and this is the time they are ready to talk to you, and the same time you are at work. You might be sleeping, and this is the time they are waking up, at least to say hi to you. So you find that there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of disturbances when it comes to family, and yeah, that's it. So another thing is that you cannot get enough sleep. So you might even be getting a full week, you might be getting how many days, but still you will not get enough sleep. And this is something doesn't come because you are carrying so much heavy stuff. No, this is something that is, I would say, what, you know, here we don't carry anything heavy, but the way we are working, it's also a challenge. Yeah, the way we are working, you'll work, sometimes you'll do nothing, so your body will become lazy. And at a certain point, when you're sleeping, you also become lazy. So this kind of stuff. And supervision at work. Yeah, this is something everyone is facing. If I told before you came here, you had first worked back home, because you might find that when you're working back home, most of us had no supervision. We didn't have people that were challenging us in terms of do this, do this, you're not supposed to do this kind of stuff. But when you come here, this is something you need to adapt to, because supervision is serious. You need to be keen on everything that you're doing. So those are the few things, guys. Yeah. See you again. Thank you. This is Robert, Esra Vlogs. I love you guys. So these are the few things that you might face when you come or before you come here to Qatar. I love you guys. Thank you so much.